Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we will be taking a look at the 2014 Juice C2 by Leatherman. I've actually been wanting a Juice by Leatherman for the longest time, ever since I've seen Nut Fancy review one, and he likes them very much. And yes, I do watch Nut Fancy, but ever since I saw his review, I've always wanted one, but I've never sort of come across one. And then I was walking around Dick's Sporting Goods the other day, and they have one. And it's the new 2014 version. If you notice, it looks a little different because one side is silver, and then the other side has a color. This is sunrise yellow. So let's take a close look. Once again, you can see that I got this at Dick's. Now, they say this has 12 tools. There are other versions of the Juice, like ones that start with like S2, and some others that have different tool sets and different numbers of tools. Other things we can see here is there's a 25-year warranty, and some tools are accessible from the outside, and you have a corkscrew with assist. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tool. Let's go ahead and put this packaging close by so I could read the features while we actually take a look at them. The first thing that stands out is you have needle nose pliers. Now, the one thing that I usually do with these type of multi-tools right out of the box is see if there's any play in the head. And there is no play. It seems to be very tight, very good. And I don't see any ruster or anything like that out of the box. You can see that the head has a brushed look, so it looks like they hit it with some, you know, sandpaper wheel, whatever, or sandpaper belt, and gave it a brushed look. While closer in here, you still have sort of a sandblasted finish. So you have the needle nose pliers, which counts as one tool. Then you have the regular pliers, which would be down here. So that counts as one tool. That counts as another tool. I think that's pretty bogus the way they count it. And then, of course, you have wire cutters and hard wire cutters. And what we're talking about is right in here, you have the two cutters. You could actually use that back there also as a wire stripper. Excuse me. Now, the next thing that they list is the knife, which is accessible from the outside, and here it is. Now, this is the first disappointment for this new 2014 version, because the older version that came out in 2001 had more of a drop point kind of blade, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. But they went to a sheep's foot style. Feels like it's hollow grind, and you have a normal edge right there. Seems pretty sharp. We can go ahead and test that if I can find a piece of paper. I was not prepared for a paper test. Enter stage left, piece of paper. And we'll go ahead and actually very sharp. It's very good. Very sharp out of the packaging. So a pretty good edge. Very good. Next tool, oh, by the way, the steel on this is 420 HC steel. The length, happen to have a ruler right here, is 2 1/4 inches. Next, we have a small screwdriver, and they are, you know, actually, I might have to just pull these out and just go as we go. We have a Phillips screwdriver. Now, I like that it's a full size, you know, kind of bit type of screwdriver, not those stupid flat ones. And then we also have down in here, it looks like a lanyard loop, which I don't know how that gets out. I don't know how you're supposed to take that out. What's the trick? I don't know what the trick is, and that's the only other tool in there. So that's pretty strange that they would make that so hard to get to. I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. So let me see. I'm going to go ahead and get a knife out and go ahead and pull and try not to cut my finger off, and get that lanyard loop out of there. Wow, it is pretty stiff. I don't like what they did here. There we go. You know, now these are all slip joint type of tools. You have the sort of the springs back here, and you can see they're very tight, especially for this little lanyard loop, which you're not gonna, well, you could probably get 550 cord through there, but it's gonna take a little work because it's not very large. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that out for now. Also, if you look in there, you can see a lot of the liners in there are sort of skeletonized to try to lighten it up a little bit. The weight of this, by the way, is 4.4 ounces, which is a tenth of an ounce heavier than the last version. Also, the older version, you had the same color on both handles. Here you just get one with the color, and I think that's anodized aluminum, maybe even plastic. I don't know, because I don't think aluminum would be doing that. And or maybe, I don't know. It doesn't feel like aluminum, but and then you get metal on the other side. I don't know what that's about. I'd rather have the same color on both sides. Also, I'm noticing I am noticing that you can't adjust anything. Everything is sort of riveted together. So if something gets loose, that's it. Let's see, tools on the other side. Let's see what we got here. We have a very, very small screwdriver right there, flathead. And then we have a large flathead screwdriver. And there's another tool hidden in here. A medium-sized screwdriver. So we have every kind of flathead screwdriver you could ever want. You would think they could be a little more creative and maybe have a different kind of tool instead of a screwdriver. I don't know. Alright, let's go back to the outside tools here. We have a bottle opener / can opener. You could really utilize this for both. Really nice. If you ever opened up a can with this type of can opener, it takes a little practice, but it can be done, and in a survival situation you would greatly appreciate having anything. Now, this is also part of the corkscrew opening device. You have the corkscrew that you would screw down into the cork, and then make believe my fingers is the bottle here. So you would screw this in, and then you would lower this to the lip of the bottle like this, and then you can pull the cork out and use this as leverage against the top of the bottle. As you pull it out, it would sort of do that and pull it out. Let me see if I could dramatize that a little bit again. So it would do sort of this. Whoosh, and pull the cork out. So I think I covered all the tools. It does say that this is anodized aluminum scales. Kind of weird how they could actually flex a little bit, but okay. And closed length is 3 1/4 inches. So what I like, I really love the size of this. I really like it because you have your full size, like the Leatherman Super Tool 300 right here, and you would normally carry this in a pouch of some sort, which I just dropped on the floor. But you would normally have a pouch just like that, and you would carry it on your belt, and you would look like Batman or a geek. Or you could put this in your pocket, and anything else you put in your pocket would rub against it and get scratched. Or this would get scratched. But this has every tool you would ever want, and it is a absolutely outstanding multi-tool. But it's too big for a lot of people. Then you have the little micro tools, or the very small ones, which are pretty good, but when it comes down to utilizing pliers, they're really not capable of doing much of what you would use pliers for. And that's where Happy Medium comes in. And these pocket-sized ones, these medium-sized multi-tools, if you find them with the right tool set that is for what you're doing, you would most likely carry it more than any other tool. You're finding that balance, and the Juice series is a very, very good balance. Now, I do want to bring you up here to my screen so I could show you the differences of the new version compared to the version that came out in 2001, and the things that I don't like that they've changed. So you can see how this blade looks right here. It's sort of a drop point kind of blade. It's a more standard style of blade as opposed to the new one, which is that sheep's foot style right there, which I just showed you. Also, you can see how you have two different scales, one on each side. Kind of looks odd on the new one here, whereas the old one that was retired for some stupid reason, you had scales the same color, which I personally feel looks, just looks better. Now again, Juice multi-tools, there are many versions with different tool sets, and I think they're considered pocket size. Let me go ahead and just back out a drop. And you can see they have the SX, the XE6, and these are a little bit thicker, but they do have more tools. You have the CS4 over here, which has 15 tools, so if you're looking for a more complete tool set for the extra price, you can get a saw and you can get scissors along with everything else, and it looks like you get an awl also. Okay, also I sustained a injury right there trying to get that stupid lanyard loop out, so I don't like that, and it's a hit. But it is pretty tight. Some multi-tools, you take them out of the box and there's like play, and again there's play in the head and all that, but this is all pretty solid. I know some people like spring-loaded pliers, which Leatherman does in their smaller ones, but they don't find it necessary to do it in their larger ones. I don't even think the Super Tool has spring-loaded, so I don't know. Maybe they feel like that makes the head weaker and they only can get away with it in their smaller tools. I don't know. But I do like the C2. I'm not a big fan of having the wine opening, the corkscrew in my multi-tools. I don't find too many uses for them, but I know there are more uses than just doing the corks with it. And in a survival situation, it's nice to have tools that open things up, because if you're getting ready to finally give up in that survival situation and you do have some wine bottles around, you might as well celebrate, right? So sort of a mixed bag for me. I'm not going to say whether I recommend it or not, but if this is the tool set you're looking for, and I like the size, I would recommend it for the price that I got it. Again, I got it at Dick's, and what I found quite extraordinary is that I got it at Dick's for $39, which is what it's selling for on Amazon. Usually Dick's will rob you left or right unless you play the coupon game and the points game and all that crap. But it was like off the shelf for $39.99, so 40 bucks. Same as it's selling on Amazon and some other places. Matter of fact, in most places it's $5 more. So I don't know, maybe Dick's sort of priced it incorrectly. And then, of course, the favorite thing, I actually had to go back and get this the second time, because the first time I walked back there to the department that they have all their knives, and of course most of them are locked onto the pegs, and of course there's no one around, and I'm waiting, looking around, checking my watch, and I'm like, I'm done, walked out. Next day I'm like, I'm going to try it again, and then no one is there, I'm going to videotape it of me waiting there and seeing how long someone comes and make it into a video. But luckily someone was there, so they don't get to have a video dedicated to their terrible service. There was someone there who finally tended to my needs relatively quickly. So Dick's Sporting Books, pretty much a mixed bag. For me, this is sort of a mixed bag. I would have liked the original version, but they discontinued it. I don't know, Leatherman, what you're thinking personally, but I guess some people might like this. But I do like the size, and for the most part, I do like the tool set. And for me, I do like it. So, thank you very much for joining me here at the Deer Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.